Hello, hello, hello. This is Sofia Wren broadcasting live on the 19th of May, 2015. And we're just getting started. So I'm just going to check in if you're here and you want to say hi, that you see me okay, you hear me okay. I would love to hear from you. And we've recently had a change in the platform for webinars. So getting used to it, getting used to a new computer that I'm using, and forgive me. There also might be a little bit of a delay, just so you know, if I'm speaking and you comment and I don't see it right away. Sometimes they don't quite sync exactly on time. And I'm having a little trouble seeing if I have any comments. It's also Mercury retrograde starting today. So yeah, it's a little ballsy of me to be putting on a event, but I've been doing these for quite a long time. And the thing about Mercury retrograde is it actually is really good if you want to review something, redo something, revise something, reflect on something. So I'm standing confident in that this is not the first time I've ever done a life-changing webinar. This is not the first time I've ever given some of these messages I'll give today. And I personally have been using the life-changing process I want to share today many times in the last week even. So I feel confident that I think that we'll be working with Mercury retrograde in this session. Every time I have a session with a client or I put on one of these events, I love to start with what my intention is and to make that really clear and to remind anyone watching that it's a great time to set an intention. I just wanted to say first off that if you are here, please be here and please be present. Please take this as some time for yourself because I believe that life-changing things cannot happen while surfing Facebook. They can't happen while we are engrossed in our everyday, normal, banal things. I personally, as a Leo, I believe in drama. I believe in that we all have a need for a dramatic demonstration outside, even if there's a dramatic transformation going on inside. I think that we seek out ceremonies and rituals and habits and symbols and meaning and archetypes and myths and stories, because otherwise we can feel very small. We can feel like our changes, our lives, our needs, our challenges in the infinite span of the universe don't really mean anything. So I think it's important to honor wherever you are right now. If you really would like to have a life-changing shift, that it's important to make a little space for it. And I don't mind if you spend some of this time journaling or sketching or folding laundry or doing something with your hands that is using a little piece of your attention, but just try not to have it be anything that is other people, other influences coming in, adding to the noise in your life. I'm all about connecting you deeply to who you really are so that you can be who you're born to be for all to see. So I will be passing along messages in this time. We'll be offering tools and techniques. We'll be offering a way to go deeper with this privately with me if you like. But I'm here to help you to connect to you, because ultimately, and many people would probably disagree with me on this, I think that you have all the answers inside. You have your own internal GPS that will guide you on the perfect unfolding of your life right now and for the future. I have an ability to kind of pick up on these, what I call a blueprint of somebody, and to be able to help them to identify the greatest gifts as well as the challenges that they're in, and offer them something that matches their blueprint that's going to help them to find their intuitive guidance to move forward through that challenge, to have a deeper connection to their inner GPS. Because what good am I if I can just tell you what to do and then I'm not around? how is that helpful? How, in the long term, I cannot possibly tell everybody what to do next. I can't. So that's why in the past I used to do a lot of tarot readings. I also used to do a lot of massage therapy. Been a healer for many years. Started out wanting to change the world in a big way, wanting to be a diplomat. Went to school for political science at Bryn Mawr College. Seven Sisters School, great school. I ended up being very jaded about how small I felt and how powerless I felt being sensitive, a sensitive woman in this very masculine space of politics and law and all of that. And I was really feeling a desire to be free, a desire to be free to be who I really was and not have somebody go dig out my picture with me having like red hair. Never had bright red hair. I've always wanted it. But I wanted to be free to do that one day and not have to worry about somebody judging me for it down the line and it messing up my career. So I wanted to just really find something that would be in integrity with myself. And that was challenging. I went into AmeriCorps. I helped people realize how much I love working one-to-one really deeply, to really meet somebody where they are and help them figure stuff out so they don't get lost in the shuffle of like classroom or the classroom of life, because I definitely have been there where I have felt like everything is okay and my facade, got good grades, but I really was not happy for many years. And it took that time of shifting and figuring things out to reconnect to who I really was through writing every day. Like I recommend people do in the Sacred Writing Challenge. It took, exploring my creativity. It took owning my sexuality, which is not something a lot of people talk about. Some people do, but I think that we're all integrated human beings and we have a lot of different levels. And so I find it difficult to fit myself in a box when I describe what it is that I do for people. But for me, it's really about helping creative people who want to change the world to be who they really are for everyone to see. Because there's a lot of pieces to that sentence. Owning your creativity, allowing yourself to think that maybe you mean enough, that you can do something about the world in your own special way. Maybe you're not out there like figuring out how to make more clean sources of water, but maybe you can do something to inspire that person. Maybe you can just inspire people around you. Maybe that matters. And to do something in a big way, it's all about reach. It's all about having the confidence and the clarity to keep going out there, keep putting yourself out there, even when people say, no, I'm not interested. And it can be really hard to keep going and to not get jaded and to not lose that. So even if people are not working with me one-to-one, that's why I sprinkle my inspiration all over the place, because I'm really honored to have people say that they look forward to my daily tarot readings, they look forward to my videos, that I inspire them to be more courageous and authentic themselves. And honestly, I've been in a position where I've been able to do that and to really focus on my change and to let go of financial considerations. And now that I'm moving forward in time, I have to worry a little bit more about that. So I'm comfortable enough that I can draw a line saying that I still don't want to do little mini tarot readings anymore, because like I said, I'm not going to be there in 6 months when you have a problem. And to me, that's not a deep enough change. I want to give people the tools that they will always be able to access their inner GPS. They will always be able to move forward with confidence. That's what I want, so they can be who they are. And when you're being who you are and you're following your intuition and your GPS, you will always know what to do next. And you also will be yourself no matter what. And both of those things, man, that's a huge gift. So I'm totally happy to be providing that. I will be talking a little bit later about an opportunity that I have been called to offer for anyone who wants deeper assistance to work with me for 3 hours, 3 people for 333. And it's this week only, because I'll be going away and going on vacation and flying away for a while. So that is what I am intuitively guided to put out there. So I wanted to start with my intention, invite you to start with your intention. What do you want out of a change? What do you want to be feeling? What do you want to be thinking? What do you want to be doing? What do you want to be changing in the world? And clarity on this is in of itself a feat. So it's okay to not have the perfect picture. I really, really want to, number one, make this hour about not being perfect, because this is not perfect. My backdrop is not perfect. It kept falling down. So I had to, MacGyver something, and I'm not perfect. I am not wearing any makeup. And you know what? I feel like there's something about being kind of bare lately that has been really appealing to me on multiple levels, that I wish people were more bare about who they really are, and to stop fussing and covering things up. Like, I can't tell you my path around like getting over the fact that I have a face that will never be perfect. And I'm getting older. I'm only 27, but already I can see the scars of the past mixing with like, sun, and I know where this is going. And it doesn't serve anybody for me to be a perfectionist about it, because I don't even know where this whole perfect concept came from. Where did it come from? I don't see it really in nature. We have this gorgeous unfolding of flowers, but they're all different. They're all unique. And then, rain falls on some of them get a little brown on the edge, like a bird comes and like nibbles them. Is that not perfect? I don't know. I don't know what this foreign perfect concept is. So let's just let that go right now and just set a messy, real intention for whatever change we want. And in this space of time, it's my intention to be a messenger, to be a channel for any messages that are needed to come out today to meet you. I've been brought to you for some purpose, so it's my intention to step into that purpose and to be sharing from the heart openly, to be giving an invitation to anyone who wants to go deeper with me, but to be letting go of that, because that's not really why I'm here. What I'm here is also to change my own life and being who I really am, and inspiring you to be who you really are for everyone to see, because I am so all about bringing wholeness. And I think that is the big transformation that I want to be passing along to you, and inspiring you to be connected to your inner GPS and to move forward in whatever way it wants to go without pushing, and to just be at ease and at peace and enjoy while we do that. It'll be lovely. So that is my intention, this or something better for the highest good of all life. If you have a notepad around, you might want to make an intention. And it can be for this hour or what's left of it, or it can be for your day or for, the indeterminate future. Just setting an intention is probably the most important thing you will do today, because whatever it is that you write down, there's a part of your brain that will be seeking out exactly what you put in. Whatever, we respond really well to questions. So another tool I like is to ask myself questions like, I wonder how this will all work out. I wonder how this hour will all work out. And I wonder what exactly I will be saying around the content I already have planned, because there's always room for surprises. And when you leave room for surprises, that's when miracles happen. So we really come into this world like that, and we learn to get this controlling, forcing energy that I've really battled with a lot. I mean, it creates these battles and everything, but what it's really about is kind of moving along with the flow of things. So that's why I'm putting on a show, even though it's Mercury retrograde or whatever, because I'm not going to stop being and stop following my guidance. I'm going to move with things. I'm going to be reviewing things you probably already know on some level and helping them to become a stronger force in your life. That's how I'm moving with Mercury retrograde. I'm not coming up with things that are all super shiny and difficult for you to understand. I'm helping you to review what's really important, and going with the flow of everything around me, including the heavens. I wanted to also talk to you about your future, which is a big theme today, and it's actually what I was drawn here to talk to you about. is your future. I've always been one of those people who's really been future-minded, and there are different ways of looking at the future that can cause us to have a different emotional reaction. Okay, so I'm hoping that the angels are going to help me to phrase everything in the right way, especially Archangel Gabriel, who is a big friend of mine. We're buds. I made a YouTube about her and how you can, there's a little prayer video for how to navigate Mercury retrograde. I also recently posted a poem, which I think I'll include when I do send out the replay of this later on. But I wanted to let you know that I totally believe in angels, and you can always ask them for help. Also, I believe in your higher self, and I believe in your future self. Why? Because I think that there are different dimensions that are going on at once. I've studied physics in college, and I mean, there's some things we can never fully prove without a doubt, 100%. But a lot of physicists think that there could possibly be other dimensions that it could explain, why we can't explain some things, like time. Well, I'm of the belief that I should choose beliefs that serve me. And so one of them is that everything has already happened in a sense, and everything that I want to create has already been created. And it also wants to be created a certain way. So this wanted to be created. I totally did not come up with this idea. I thought I might end the Sacred Writing Challenge with some kind of event all about writing. And this isn't really about writing. You can totally write while I'm talking. You can write things down that come to you. But writing isn't really about writing. Writing is about connecting to your voice, connecting to who you are, and bringing it into reality. That's what writing is. And you can leave it in a book, and it doesn't really mean anything. But when you go and you share it with somebody else, then it has another layer of meaning. The first one is when you get it. The second is when you share it. So that's what this is about. This hour is about you connecting and sharing. Two completely different things. And you can do neither. I have been in a 10-year period of time when I did not write and I did not connect because it was terrifying, because I got hurt. And I think a lot of us sensitive people have had that experience. And I think that's why I am so excited. Oh, and I got a couple people who commented. I'm just having some trouble. Oh, cool. When you're open to surprises, that's when miracles happen, from Kristen. She likes that. Yay. Greetings, everybody who left some comment. Sorry, I just saw it now. And I wanted to say that, okay, so in a sense, everything has already happened. This is going to be done in a second. Do you know how time goes fast when you're having fun and slow when you're not sometimes? Time works in funny ways. But everything that you want to create has already been created. And when you think like that, it lets something go a little bit. It reminds you that you don't need to do everything yourself. You don't need to come up with all the answers yourself. In fact, that's something that is a really big message that I wanted to share, because again, there's some interesting things going on right now in the heavens in astrology. We need to remember that we're not just a lone wolf. When we can get in a protective place, we can seek our own counsel on all things, and that's great. I think it's very important to be connected to your voice, but it's also important to be connected to the world around you, because otherwise we miss out on all the things that people can do to help us. Just today, I had a healing from somebody else. I am a healer, but I go to healers. I am a teacher, but I go to teachers. I'm a writer, and I read other writers. It doesn't make any sense to try to reinvent the wheel. We have 7 billion people on this planet, and I think they all are here for a reason. I think that we're all here because we're supposed to be here. We wanted to be created here at this time. And it's a big time. It's a big time of change. I'm very, 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 very passionate about our future of our planet, of our environment, of human beings, of, those ideals I have for the world and the way I want it to be. That's why I went into political science, because I had a vision of how I want the world to be. I want it to be in harmony and balance. One of the questions for the Sacred Writing Challenge was, how do you want the world to look like? in 50 years or something like that. You know, you can go even farther. When we think about the future, it helps us to line up with that. But we have to be a little loose with it too, because there is information that we don't yet have. So something that really made me jaded in the past was looking at how everything is run and looking how, oh, well, okay, so A, B, and C happened, so we have options D, E, and F. There's actually a lot of, there's academic support behind the idea, looking at inventions, looking at political systems, that however something starts, the longer it continues in that vein, the harder it is to step away from it. Okay, so if we look at like our world challenges, we can get very jaded because we're thinking very close to the way things have gone. That's why we need to have creative thinkers who want to change the world, be empowered, and be out there being who they really are, because they don't need to be the way that it has been. They need to be the way of the future. They need to be the way that they were created to be, because they have a purpose that is not over here. We can't find solutions here anymore. E through F, like, forget that. We need to go to X and Y and Z and P and Q and S, and we need to have them fit right in at the right time, the way that they're supposed to be. And if we're just working with the information that we have, with the strategies we have, then we are distancing ourselves from the ability to be flexible and fluid and to be inspired and creative in that way that is going to shine light on the solutions that we need at the right time. So that's why it's important to follow that weird intuition, that weird GPS that sometimes you think is totally broken. You're like, why do I keep getting this idea? Why is it telling me to go this way? Why am I supposed to put on this hour when I should be like thinking about more business related things? I don't know. You know what I mean? This didn't come from my strategic place to come talk to you today. I just felt like it was important. And in the preparations of doing so, I have done an enormous amount of healing that's going to really help me with my entire life's purpose. So I'm listening, and I'm inviting you to listen to the guidance that's going to come through to you. So make sure you have like a piece of paper to capture your ideas. I'm really, really passionate about capturing your ideas in a container, just like rain into a rain barrel. Something that you can take with you and review over the next few weeks while we're in Mercury retrograde. Especially is a great time to review. So keep something nearby that is just for your inspired, wacky ideas. I actually have a little planner I got. It's called the Color Crush. And I keep it by me when I drive and after I take a shower or bath, because I tend to get inspiration then. Or when I go on a walk. And just really listen, like, should I write this down in there? That place for my like brilliant ideas, should I write it down there? And once you create the rain barrel, then you're ready for it to rain. Then you're like excited. If you don't, then raining is a chore because it's getting in the way of what you think you're supposed to do. You're not honoring it. It just rained here, so I've got rain on the brain. So that's going to happen really soon, because we're going to be doing an exercise that is going to connect to you to the possibilities of your future. And please be open, please be non-judgmental, because like I said, it really could be of a different path than you think that you're supposed to be going on, that you've been told you need to go on, that it needs to look like. When we get too fixed in our vision, Christy Whitman calls it the perfect picture syndrome. She's one of my teachers about universal principles. And it's really important to be in a state of detachment, to not be loading things up with our hidden wants of, why it needs to be like that, to not try to prove something by fitting into a certain mold that somebody else poured for you. We have to make our own mold, and it's already been made. It's already perfectly cozy and comfy and lined with velvet and silk and satin and rose petals, and there's fairies dancing all over it, and they're playing your favorite song. It's great. It's awesome. And it's just for you, because it was created by you, for you. And it trips our mind out sometimes to think like this. But when we get into a state of thinking it already exists, then we can be grateful for it. And gratitude, as you probably know, it's just a reminder that it's extremely powerful vibration. Really, everything is coming down to vibration. That is why I can do the work that I do. That's why I can post an inspiring message. That's why I can post a very simple question that when you start rating on it, it brings up a lot of other things because there's an energy infused into it. It's different. I actually am really intentional about what I put out to the world, and it means something to me. It really does. And I always consciously sit with it for a second before I press send, and I think about, what does this feel like, and what are people going to feel like when they sense this? And I'm not thinking what will they think of me. That voice is just there in its own. I don't have to try. That one will always be there. And it's for my heart and my spirit to say, you know what, I want to focus on how this feels for me, because I've decided that I want things to feel as good as they can. And I'm not afraid to let people see me. People will judge. That's okay. But that doesn't feel good. So I've decided not to go down that road. I'm going to go down the road of the future, which feels great. It's all about the feeling. Like, your intuition wants you to feel good. Your body wants you to feel good. And you know what? There's different spiritual beliefs about that. And I do believe in past lives, do believe in reincarnation. And I think that I've been through some of those paths with a lot of bad junk. Like, I'm not a big fan of sin, the whole concept. I love forgiveness, but I'm not sure if I've done anything, But I want to just honor the fact that we all have desires that make sense for a reason. Like, everywhere we are, we're here for a reason. I love my friend Courtney Budney, who talks about, always make yourself right, never make yourself wrong. Because when you get into a sense of accepting everything as it is, that feels really good. That is letting go of judgment. Feels really good. Even if you're accepting the fact that part of you is always judging, that's okay. We just have to accept everything as it is, because it's where we're supposed to be on this life's journey. We do not need to be perfect. Connecting to your future and the image of the change that you want is not about beating yourself up for not being there yet. It's not about being mad at yourself for not being as perfect. Okay, that's why it is helpful to review and reflect with writing on where you've been, on your past. Because when we compare ourselves to the past, it really, really helps to see our growth and to feel grateful for things that we've already done. We can be grateful for so many things, but I find it's hardest to be grateful for myself and the things that I do. And it feels so good when I am grateful. It feels really good. And I think people like to be around people who feel good. And it makes everything easier. It really does. So I'm grateful to have something to share with you today, which is an exercise I learned from the QSCA, from Christy Whitman, who was my instructor, where I got certified to be a law of attraction coach. But it's really misleading because there are other universal principles besides law of attraction that all work together. Just like, there's more than just the law of gravity. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to walk you through this exercise, and I wanted you to get a sense of what your future self feels like, because your future self's already there. And just imagine, like, you can think about your past and where you've been. And sure, we've all made mistakes. We're not perfect. I've made lots of mistakes. But with time, what I find really healing is when I can have a little more compassion. And there's times I've messed up or things have disappointed me and it was crushing. But in the end, I can be grateful that I have that experience, especially when there's somebody else in need, that I can help with what I learned from that, or just help by respecting them and respecting that we've all been there. You know, we've all had ups and downs. And it really is relative to ourselves. I'm not big on comparing. I don't like it when people compare, or, you know, I want to honor everyone's pain. But it's not really fair to say like, oh, well, I've been through so much, you don't get it because you've lived a great life. Even people who have lived a great life have pain. And it's important to honor everything that we're experiencing. And is there anything that could keep you in the way of claiming your power is really a big, big old question. So if you're having trouble with this idea that there's somebody out there who could send you compassion and respect and love that is a lot like you, it has a lot in common with you deep down, because they are you, but just in a different time. Does that weird you out? Do you find anything coming up? It's like a trust thing. Like, I don't know if I can trust this whole weird webinar by Sofia. I don't know if I can trust this whole idea of an outside force sending me anything, let alone, you know, how do I know this is me, you know? Well, trusting ourselves is the key to being able to use and utilize our inner GPS that is going to guide us on the feeling good path of our life. So that is a big one to earmark, all caps, trust. All you need to do right now is just acknowledge, I'm willing to trust. I'm willing to trust. I'm willing to be grateful for myself. I'm willing to connect to what will feel good for me next. I'm willing to receive what I need to receive today from my higher self, from myself, so that I can be who I really am for all to see. And just have to affirm that for yourself, and that will start that vibration, start opening tiny doorway for you to let that light in. Okay? Intention is a big part of this, which is, you know, in hindsight, why I mentioned it. This is all, we're all working with our intention. So you don't necessarily need to do a big process for you to connect to this energy. It's always available to you. It's just about kind of getting used to it, the way it feels, being able to kind of dial that in later, and to set that intention that that's something that you want. So this is sort of like a little tester, a little sampling of what this is like. You can kind of review this later, follow your intuition. Like I said, I do have an opportunity to go deeper with this, and I may mention it at the end, but this time isn't really about a sale. This is about building a relationship with yourself, and I'm happy to facilitate that. And so we're relationship building right now. So I just want to let you know that when you're in this gooey space at the end, it's never really a great time for me to talk about what I have to offer, because I want to let you go while you're feeling really positive, and I don't want you to have to feel torn about some kind of financial decision or something like that. But I just want to let you know that I do have 3 spots, 333, $333, 3-hour sessions, which can be 3 separate sessions or 2, them kind of split between. And those are really for inner transformation to help you get connected to who you really are, what you're doing, if you have a project that you're stuck on, help you to get yourself, get your real work out into the world so you can change the world in a big way. And please follow your inner GPS. If it's saying like, don't need it, cool. But if you're one of those people that you're like, oh, only 3 spots, like maybe one of those is supposed to be for me, then you can send me an email. I don't have a lot of time this week to go into long conversations about what it is, but just send me an email at Sofia@sofiawren.com. You can respond to any of the emails I've sent you, or find me on Facebook and stuff like that. Sofia@sofiawren.com, and I will tell you more. I couldn't get my banner up today. It's Sofia with an F. So that's how you can claim one of those spots if your inner GPS wants you to take it. So that is up to your inner GPS. All about that. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a process soon. So if you need to get like a bathroom break or a glass of water, then now is a really great time to just go run and do that. We have about 20 minutes left for the hour. I'm going to close the door in case somebody comes in and there's a disruption. So I'm going to give you like 1 minute, 2 minutes to kind of get all your stuff together and get comfy. Okay? Do 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 do. Okay, that sounds kind of annoying. I probably shouldn't sing the whole thing. I wanted to show you this really cute picture I made while we're on a little break. Made this really cute picture for the special. And it's very inspired by leprechauns. By all kinds of cool stuff. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can screencast. There we go. I love this picture so much. It really was really guided to use this one. This pot of gold is your whole potential that you have. Like every one of us is just so full of rich potential and gold and gems, and we just have to allow ourselves to bloom. You know, that's why I'm saying, like, it's really okay to connect with people and ask for help. And it doesn't need to be me. It can be getting some help to get more nourishment, more water. You know, sunlight is important for a reason. But I love the symbolism of rainbow, because when we're really in harmony, it's not about like a balance between black and white. It's like two things. When we get into a forcing space, judgmental space, it seems really all or nothing. But I want to invite you to like connect with this idea of like rainbow, all the colors in the rainbow, lots of potential to play and to move around and have options. And it's not an issue to, you know, take a break for something for a little while. I'm so not Nazi about the writing challenge because, you know, some days it just doesn't happen. Some days you just don't get time to do what you would really like to do. And it might make you feel a little funky, but maybe that day you were supposed to dance. Maybe that day you were supposed to go be there for your partner on his birthday, like I was yesterday. I was a little lax with a lot of my things, but that was important to me. And, you know, we need a balance between all these different things in our life. So while you're connecting to your future self, just be open to like some little pointers, okay? So be open to some little pointers that are going to help you to have harmony and balance, to help you to access the gold. It really might sound weird, whatever you get, because intuition's kind of like that. It really might sound very trivial or not important or not something you need to prioritize. It's a pathway. It is a rainbow pathway to the real gold. And you're not going to understand the link because it's not like what you've experienced before. So be open to surprises, and just, if you can make a commitment to yourself that you're going to be open-minded and willing to take your own advice, that will be so, I would be so grateful for that. I would be so pleased. Just give it a try. Okay. So if you can make it easy for yourself, and at the end of this time, I'm going to remind you, try to pick one action to try to do in the next 24 hours, that'll be great. And it is the end of the Sacred Writing Challenge. So this might be the end of you writing if you've been taking that. This might be the end of that. This might be time for a new pattern, new habit, a new thing you want to incorporate into your day or into your week. So be open to something like that. I really think, I'm going to move back to myself. I really think that having a daily habit is really great. It doesn't really matter what it is. I mean, I mean more meaningful than brushing your teeth. Personally, I don't really find that to be that like transformative because I like look weird, you know, in the mirror. But it's great to have a practice, because when you it's dramatic. It's a dramatic ceremony where you're dedicating yourself to where you're going in the future. Okay, so it's allowing you to step and reflect on the past, all of the past yous that have ever done this. You know how we get flashbacks when we go to places we've been before, and it's like, whoa, my high school locker. And it reminds you of who you were, how far you've come, giving that beautiful comparison with yourself that makes you feel so grateful for yourself. Yay. And it also reminds you of like, oh, I wonder where I'm going. Like maybe the next time I come back here, you know, or maybe, you know, as I continue to do this, it's going to support me in stepping into who I really am and, you know, for everyone to see. And it's going to be like, oh, glorious, yay, yay. So I really do think it's a great way, especially for sensitive folks, sensitive ladies, to have a sense of, you know, working with that sense of control we all need, but also supporting our finer spirit and feeling prepared to go make the change that we want to make. Having one thing that stays the same is a huge gift. Okay, so be open to receiving that if you don't already have something, or if it might not be really working for you as much anymore. Like I said, it might be time for a shift. Okay, so be open to that and be open to being course corrected down the line. Okay, so this is not a perfect picture. This is not what you need to like hold yourself to and feel bad about. This is a playful experience, and it's really more about the feelings that you embody, and just taking those little micro actions, those little baby steps in the next 24 hours will start to bring it forward into being. Okay, and strengthen your connection to your intuition and all that good stuff. Okay. All right, great. So we're going to take a little time to kind of do a little meditation. So I am going to be on screen. You don't need to look at me though. You really can look more in. And I will just, this is not perfect, so I don't have some cute picture to put up to block me out. Okay, I am going to put on some music, which I do not own, just so you know, and I don't get in trouble. I don't own this. I really love the crystal bowls created by Reese Thomas. They're really, really, really lovely. And I feel okay with playing it for you right now. We're going to be playing the Awakening Love MP3. And I really recommend the music. It's really great vibration, like I said. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes. You're going to start becoming aware of your body. Okay, you're going to take some really deep breaths to start. I'll do so with you. And do a body scan from your feet up your legs. Become aware of anything going on there and accept it as it is. Our goal is to be aware. So go ahead and follow that up your core, up your shoulders, your neck, into your head, to the top of your head. And then kind of fan down again, like a scan, going down your body, down your arms, your wrists, your fingertips, down your core, into your hips, down your legs. Take another really deep breath as you feel your toes. Feel the weight of your body, that gravity pulling you down. Kind of imagine that weight going all the way down to the earth. As if you have some kind of spark of fire. It's like flowing all the way down with the gravity, meeting the earth, going all the way down to the earth's core. And as you're imagining and playing and traveling, you see some wells and some streams underwater, see some roots, see some sparkling gems, see some caves with some air currents, all kinds of stuff down there. And just let yourself release any tension into the earth or any of its components. And take another deep breath. And now, in the privacy of where you are, if you can, take another deep breath and let out an audible noise. Release. All right, now I want you to count your breaths. Take some really deep breaths, 3 of them, and take your time. Okay. And as you move into these later breaths, imagine you're walking down a path. Okay, it's in nature. You can hear nature around you, moving with weather, the air, moving with the animals. Really let yourself be there without any purpose. Letting go of that intention you set, it's already been set, you can let go. So sort of imagine, like, what would it be like to be on a path? What kind of things might you see? And let yourself see it 10% more clearly if you can. Take another deep breath. You're going to see it another 10% more clearly when you let it go. Okay, if you have any spiritual support, anybody you play with, you can invite them to join you in this journey to give you guidance. I want you to notice that there is a path going straight through a meadow. And as you follow your feet, you're just naturally going to end up there. There's little flowers, it's really green. This path is the feel-good path. It's full of rainbows and feels really good under your feet. You know, your feet really they sink in just the right amount into the soil. Makes you feel like you matter. The history of this path, you're really making a mark. But you're in harmony with everything around you. It's all working together, synchronized to support you. Now keep going until you're kind of on a hill. And this path is going to help you to explore your own place in the world, your own power to manifest whatever your heart really wants, to create and dream something really beautiful. And in your own unique way, you are going to make an impact on the world. So it's okay to let go of that need and to just let yourself be in harmony with the space. It's all going to be okay. It really is working in your favor. At last. Now as you're sitting on this, you can take a seat on this little path, right at this little hilltop. And from it, you can kind of see behind you where you came. And you can see ahead of you. And notice any sensations in your body as you do this little review. And just looking at the greenery around you and what it represents. Just notice, just accept, love, and be grateful for everything you're feeling right now. It's all there for a reason. It's all perfectly great and okay. Now I want you to feel in your chest and in your body. Feel your heart beating. Feel the pulse of energy moving through your body. You can call it nerves, you can call it your senses. All through your body, you're shooting messages back and forth between different parts. And I want you just to be grateful that everything is working, that you're alive and you're whole, and it's all working. Everything that you need is in there in some form or fashion right now. Everything you need for this moment. You already have it. That's your power. That's your spark. That's who you really are. So just give it some honor, because in the hustle bustle, you might have forgotten that it was there all along. And I want you to really feel in your belly, your solid presence here on the planet. You know, gravity's pulling you into the grass. You might feel it around you. But you're from this lofty place of being able to review and reflect. And you can kind of compare, like, how does the past look to how it is in the present? Does it feel different? And you kind of imagine these two spaces. Does it look different? Keep breathing, and when you exhale, allow yourself to see it 10% more clearly. And to feel it 10% more clearly. You can imagine that there are some messenger birds coming from the future and landing in your lap. That was sent by your future self. And it's a really happy little bird. You might note what kind of bird it is or what it looks like. If it could speak to you, what would it say? And just breathe, and as you exhale, you can hear it 10% more clearly. It might have a written message for you. And trust whatever you're getting, whatever you're feeling. It's all one more golden nugget for you. Whatever you're getting is great. Now I want you to imagine that bird is kind of like tugging your clothes a little bit, like encouraging you to come walk that path forward. So go ahead, walk along that path towards the future. I want you to really sense there's something like really glorious ahead, like really magnificent and shining and bright and fun and exciting. And you might even like feel like skipping or twirling on this path because it's so exciting. The way that things used to be when you're a little kid. The way that things are when you're just free to make the rules for yourself and free to be your own boss and design your own curriculum for life. And you can touch things on the way. You're just taking it all in. It's just, you don't need to take notes. You're just in the moment. You're going to remember everything you need to. You feel confident about it. And that this is your path. Really, it's like you were meant to walk on this. It was waiting for you this whole time. And as you walk, you're treading a path a little bit more firmly in the earth, making it easier for you to retrace your steps later. And you feel that really intense, like, power ahead of you, that power that could really change the world. Maybe it's in one little piece of it, but it's your piece. And it's exciting. It's exciting knowing that you made this in a different time. And that part of you is waiting for you up ahead, sending you love, just welcoming you. So you start to round the bend and you start to see yourself. Maybe you look different. Maybe you're more full of light. You know, maybe you feel kind of different. Like, you know, you're a few steps ahead where you are now. And on its side is the faces of the divine. However you see that. Maybe it's your angels. Maybe it's God, Goddess. Maybe it's some other heavenly being. It just represents that force of the universe that's helping you out. That's welcoming you here to take your power and connect with yourself. I want you to get really close to yourself like you're looking in a mirror. And you can put your hands up and meet your own hands. But it's like there's a tiny barrier between you. Just a thin, invisible barrier. Kind of wonder to yourself, like, what could this be? Like, what is this made of? It's thin, and it doesn't really feel like anything, but there's a little pushback when you put your hands there. It's totally okay that it's there. It was there for a reason. It was there to protect you. I think a long time ago, you might have gotten hurt and put that there. So don't make it wrong. Make it right. It was smart. It was wise. So wonder yourself, what might it be like if you didn't have that there now? What might it be like if you were to make a change to become more of who you're going to be in the future? If this really is who you were born to be, what might it be like to be like that more? Even 10% more. Let yourself wonder like a child would. It's safe, it's okay. And if you feel ready, you can let that barrier down for right now. You can bring it up later if you want, but you can just test it out and just take a little baby step over it. The path is still open to you behind you. You can check, it's still there, going all the way back. Right now, you're just playing in the future, hanging out with your future self. And as you touch their hand, you notice this time your hands kind of merge. Pay attention to that. How does that feel? Take a really deep breath and relax. And just feel that. How does that feel? Go ahead and ask your future self to be grateful for everything you're doing right now. It could really help you out. You know, you can tell it that. It would really help you out if it could give you a little bit of gratitude or love or compassion for exactly where you are. You know, I'm just so tired of feeling like you might be doing something wrong or not enough. It's surprising how supportive your future self is. They're really not trying to change you. They accept you as you are. And what's funny is that if you want to make a change, now it seems easier. It's really funny how that works. So you can wonder yourself, I wonder what would be a good step in the right direction towards my future self from where I am right now in time. Like how to merge just your fingertips together, how to bring yourself just 10% more into the future. Wonder to yourself and to your future self, and maybe they'll answer. Go ahead and keep breathing deeply. Pay attention to your body and the signals your future self is sending to you. And be grateful that it's communicating with you. Be grateful that it's so loving and so accepting of exactly who you are. It has so much compassion. It's a really wonderful person. You can wonder to yourself, what do you have in common already? What can you let out more of for people to see? It's part of your gift. And maybe it's just the energy. Maybe it's just a feeling of letting go of something. And that's okay. That would be enough. Now ask your future self, does it have anything else it wants you to know before you head back in time? Keep breathing and listening. Know that you can return here at any time that you want, just by setting that intention to connect and to feel the connection between you as you go about your day. And you can imagine what it might say. anytime you want. So go ahead and thank future self and any spiritual support you might have here. Thank them for guiding you to this place, this time, to receive what you need now or in the next day or two. If you like, you can leave that barrier down if you want, or you can set it to fit where you are now, just with your intention, to do whatever you require to do right now. And let it go and just keep wandering through the forest and enjoying the journey, because every moment is precious. Every moment is precious, and you can feel your feet making a mark in this path, treading it more deeply into the earth, packing it down a little bit more so it'll be really easy for you to find the way back. Right now you're reaching that meadow again with that hill, and just do a little spin on top, just opening your arms to the sun. It's truly safe to be who you are for everyone to see. Go ahead and skip on down, glide on down. And you're going to take another deep breaths, another 3 deep breaths. And as you do, you're going to start coming into your physical body, sitting in your chair, feeling your feet and your fingertips. Take a deep breath. Letting everything out. Feeling your arms and your legs, your joints, your hips. Letting it all out. Feeling your chest and your shoulders. Top of your head. Notice how you've picked up a little bit of that vibe from your future self. Still feel pretty good. Just accept where everything is right now. And when you're ready, you can move your fingers and open your eyes. Thank you so much for being here and being you. Letting yourself see you as you really are and as you're going to be. It's so beautiful to connect to you today. I'm so honored and privileged to be here. And I know that it's a privilege being you, because you're wonderful. You wouldn't be here. So thank you so much. I, Sofia, am honored. And it's now a little bit after an hour. So if you need to go, I honor you and enjoy your day, and write down what that one thing you'd like to do is in the next 24 hours and make that a priority. Just for yourself. Keep you connected to you. And if you'd like to share anything about the journey that you felt or that you're taking away, I'm happy. If you want a reminder, hey, Sofia, see if I did this. I'm always open to that, but you don't have to. So yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I had an outline for what I wanted to do, but we really went and kind of went a little off script and tied together a lot of the other themes from our talk today. So that was exciting to see. And the beautiful thing about the sun is that we forget. People used to be afraid the sun wouldn't come when we wake up. But every night we go to sleep, we get out of bed and it's there. It might be behind some clouds. It might have some days where it's just hard to see the sunlight. It can be hard to feel it on our skin. But it's still there, and it's still shining, and it's allowing all of us to thrive and to be full of joy. It's still there, it's still sending its vibrations of light, and it's still helping everything to grow. And we can still get sunburned. So wear sunscreen. Okay, it doesn't really relate to the analogy, but I'm having a sense of humor. This doesn't need to be serious. So I'm kind of just hanging out. I know there's a couple people still here, and yeah, I'm just kind of sipping on some tea now and propping my legs up and just sort of hanging out. And yeah, I don't have any more messages really to say now. I'm just sort of easing out of that space of being a messenger. It's my intention to be Sofia, be more of an individual perspective. And I've really been guided to do the future self exercise, a little different than this, but the same idea. About 3 times in the last week, and it's really been a hot hit from my intuition that I need to do this exercise. And then once I had done it, I felt certain that it was for me to share in this experience. And I'm not sure why. It could be the people who end up seeing this message, it's really important for them. It could be that there's something vibrationally that shifts with this that is really going to be helpful to others and helpful to the planet. So you never know what's going to happen. And I'm really open to understanding it, but maybe not. That's okay. We don't always have to understand things in the present time to know that it matters for the future. So it's exciting. So exciting. Kind of reminds me when I went to school, because I almost went to school for diplomacy, which was my dream. But I actually followed my heart and I went to Bryn Mawr College, which is a women's college. And I ended up not going into politics. So it was totally okay that I had a more well-rounded liberal arts education. I think that's really going to serve my future. So it's funny how everything works out. So yeah, I'm going to drink some tea now. If anybody has some comments, I will totally review them. I had some wonderful ones while it was going on. And Bonnie says she's learned to be grateful for everything and see everything as a blessing. That's beautiful. Oh, she came in a little late. That's okay. And Melissa said, sprinkle that inspiration. So cool. If anyone has any words that they would like to share about taking the time out of your busy schedule to come to this, I'm happy to take them, to share with others who might want to see the replay in an email that I'll send out. But I hope that everybody has a good day. And I'm feeling like now's a good time to close. If you have any final words, I will stay for just 1 more minute. And then I'm going to go back to my Sofia land. I'm going to send everybody some love right now. All right, guys, well, I'm going to stop because I'm probably going to watch this and go through it as a participant instead of a speaker and see what I get, because I know it's going to be life-changing. So you guys have a brilliant, brilliant day, and do remember that Mercury retrograde going forward is about reviewing and revisiting and reflecting, and so be open to that and try to go with it and see where it takes you, and you know, instead of thinking that it's working against you, you know, just be grateful for it, that it's guiding you a little bit of a different direction that might end up being really positive for your future and for yourself, so you can be you and be out there as you in the world, doing your thing. All right, I love you to pieces. I love everybody here to pieces. Thank you so much for coming, and you have a great day.